We're already going live.
Enjoy,
In 1
ladies.
second, we're
Enjoy.
live.
Broadcast is live.
All right.
All right, all right, all right, people. So, we always do some crazy things even when we're live. So we're live now, and everyone can already start following us before we get into the intro. People know that on the Pan-African Daily, even while we're live, we're still doing our thing, isn't it?
Yes.
So let's hang out with the jingle. Let's go.
You are watching the
Yes.
Pan-African Daily TV with
To
Dr.
alert
Susan
everyone that
Tatah.
we are live.
The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
Live on the Pan-African Daily TV this evening, streaming live on our studios, and we have the senior executive team on the Pan-African Daily TV is live today. And what are we talking about today? We want to get a feedback on the conversation with King Maponga Joshua. Last edition he was here, he said a lot of disturbing things, and we don't want our young people to be a part of that process. We want to encourage and motivate you that no African is dying soon and no one is going to kill us soon. While we carry on our empowerment messages, uniting and connecting ourselves and empowering ourselves by telling our own stories by ourselves, Africans at home and abroad, for the Africa that we want, no one is going to be killed and no one is going to die soon. We have to stick on our lane. We have to continue to do our work. We have to continue to empower one another. We want to support all Africans, young, old, on the continent. The diaspora is ready to empower you. Bring your ideas on the platform. Bring your business plans on the platform. We are ready on the Pan-African Daily to support you. So we want to empower you today. If you're watching on Farmers of Thought, we want to send a message of love. We want to say, the women are saying that we want to shower King Maponga Joshua with love.
That's right.
We are going to protect him. We are going to shower him with all the love that he ever wants anywhere.
Yes.
And if you're watching us on that platform, Farmers of Thought, if you're watching us on the Pan-African Daily TV, if you're watching us on our YouTube channel or on my special account, please make sure you are sharing this conversation because this one is very unique. We want to give you a lot of reasons why no one is going to kill you for coming up to talk about who you are. No one is going to kill you. I say it again, because you are standing up for the unity and the liberation of the Africans. No one. Nothing is going to happen today like that. Nothing is going to happen tomorrow like that. So we are here to empower you. We are here to encourage you, to motivate you, to say, we are building the Africa that we want. If you have your project, if you have anything that you think that we can work together, we can collaborate together, we can support you, whether you are a content creator, you own a business on the continent, you are creating your own brand, you are coming up with your own innovations, come to the Pan-African Daily TV. We're going to give you the exposure that you need. We're going to support you. We're going to fund you. We're going to empower you. We're going to give you knowledge. Yes. So because we want to build the Africa that we want. So I want you to greet all my senior ladies in the diaspora on the continent that are coming up on this mobilization plan to say, no, we are one. All we want is unity for the Africans at home, abroad, and all for humanity. So no one is going to die soon. No one is going to really, like I said. So if you're joining us, make sure that Your comments are running on our Pan-African Daily TV. We are ready to go. We are ready to our queens are here, ready to share their stories and to empower you in every way that you need. Make sure that you drop a comment in our comments, and we are going to bring it live on the conversation of. So I want to start by greeting all the queens here. Who is watching? Who is here with us? We have Synovia, senior executive team on the Pan-African Daily. We have our sister queens, all of them, all of us are goddesses. Sister Bentley is joining us from Germany, München, and she is
Yes.
right here. And we have who here? We have beautiful Queen Sherry Penny. Wow. The
Right
goddess is
on.
here. All of us are saying we are on Solidarity 1212 alarm. Set it on. Nothing is going to happen to us anytime soon. Bring your projects, young people on the continent, business people on the continent, entrepreneurs, philanthropic, anything that you are doing as a brand, as an African, bring it to the Pan-African Daily. We are going to shower you with love. Love is the
Yeah.
weapon. That is the message for tonight. Do not speak negativity into your life. That is the message
That's
tonight.
right.
No one is going to die soon. No one is going to kill you. That is the message for tonight. So
Yeah.
join us live. And now we are here. So, my queens, introduce yourself. Over to you. I start with Sister Bentley. What do you have as a message for the young people that are watching you at home and abroad? Go ahead.
Well, for all people that are watching, especially the young people, this is an opportunity. This is the best. This is the best mission on the air. Okay, so if you're interested in having unity and doing something to build up the Africans, so that we may be able to share that building with the world. But first, we are building ourselves. So you cannot find a better team, better people to work with. You will be loved and trained as to how to carry out the mission of uniting and upbuilding Africans.
Beautiful. That's the opening speech. You can hear the Queen Mother already saying, you young people, you elderly people at home and abroad, we are one. We have a solidarity mission, Ubuntu. I am because you are because I am. Bring your projects, bring your mission statement, bring your anything that you have to connect us. We are here to empower you. We are here to support you. So I want to give the opening speech to Cheryl. Cheryl, tell us, what do you have?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Well,
Dr. Tatah, I just want to thank you for believing in me and allowing me to be who I am and inviting me to be a part of your executive team. I find it an honor and a pleasure to know
mhm.
that there's somebody out there that's actually doing something for those that need something to be done. So even though you may have your viewpoints, you're still doing things to empower the young people. So we're moving forward as we speak. And I'm humbled to be on this platform and being a part of helping making you move and seeing your
That's right.
vision. I really thank you. And working with some of the best women, I love them.
Thank you. We love you too.
Wow, wow. You see, your brilliant sisters and the queens on in the diaspora are reaching out to our young people worldwide to say, we are one and indivisible. We
Mhm.
are for Ubuntu. We want to support you, want to support your mission, want to support your ideas. We want you to be creative. We want you to create a lot of stuff. And we want to empower each and every one of you. So, Navia, are we correct here?
That's right. Hello,
All right.
everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello to my family. I'm driving, so I can't be in the camera like I want to be. But
Yes,
thank you.
yes.
Yeah,
Please, please. Oh,
I want to
please, sister.
yeah. I want to thank you, Dr. Tata, for this opportunity. I want to thank you for believing in me, and I want to thank the chat for the chat. You're so, you're so brilliant. I want to let you know that. My chat family, you're absolutely brilliant. I learned so much from you guys. So I want to let you know that. And I'm here for you guys. I'm here
Thank
for,
you.
yes, I'm here. We have to come together. love each other, and grow together, and let no one, I don't care where you are, I don't care what environment you're in, we're one. If
We are
you
one.
one, if you hear someone telling a joke against your people, I don't care what it is, you don't be a part of that. Don't be a
Yes.
part of people downing your people, making fun of your people. I don't care what it is. You could be you. It's okay to live your life and get to know other groups of people. It's okay, but
Mm-hmm.
if it gets to the point of them making fun of your people, doing anything to harm your people, saying things that's inappropriate about your people, you do not tolerate it. And you can
Yes.
walk away. You tell them it's offensive, but you don't tolerate it. That's
Mm-hmm.
when we become one.
Mm-hmm.
You can enjoy life, but don't let people disrespect you or your people. Just like
Yes.
our brother said yesterday, we brothers fight together. We fight to death. The foreigners win. If we fight, the foreigners will win.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So at 12 p.m. every day, my alarm
12,
goes
12.
off. Yes, 12
Yes.
p.m. 12 p.m. my alarm goes off every day. And every day I'm doing something different at that moment.
Yes.
But within that moment at 12:12, it brings me back. When that alarms go off, I go back into thanking my ancestors, giving, praying to give our people strength to build our nation. Within that moment, and I go back to doing what I was doing. But you come back at that moment at 12:12, because every day we're doing something different.
Mm-hmm.
You could be tying your shoe, you could be doing whatever you're doing, but at that moment, 12:12, you're gonna snap back
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna thank your ancestors. And
Mm-hmm.
not only thank your ancestors, you want to give you strength and let them do what they have to do to build us, to move
Yeah.
us forward. Let our
Thank you,
Yes.
ancestors do
Zenobia.
that work. You're welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much, Synovia. I see the audience is already going crazy with me. Like, how could I allow you to be speaking when you're driving? That might be dangerous for you. But you see, you came up and say, no, it is time. It is time about uniting. It is time about building the Africa that we want. It is time about empowering our young people. And they are right here watching across home and abroad. We want to remind you about your 1212 alarm solidarity. I am because you are. Ubuntu is the only secret that is going to bring us to our unity. Now I want to get back. While you are driving, Sister Sonovia, please watch yourself, okay? We're not going to, you're just going to listen the conversation, but we're not going to be taking you on camera, please, for safety's
Okay.
sake. Now the audience is already not happy that we're doing such a thing. That is not a good example. You're driving and speaking on camera. That might be so dangerous, but we know that you wanted to share, you want to bring your
Yes.
voice, you wanted to make an impact, you wanted to give the young people, the elders, Africans worldwide, that we are one. We are one people. We just need to set our alarms on 1212 solidarity. When it rings every day, we are one and connected. So I want to go back to the studio and give the audience to our Sister Bentley. Sister Bentley, go up. When you listen to King Maponga talking
Yes.
about, he feels that he's going to be killed. He has
Mm-hmm.
the impression that he would die because one of us, one of an African that doesn't like his mission, is going to be the one that they would use to get across him. What do you think? What is your feedback on this? This is heavy.
Well, as a man thinketh, so is he. You know, uh, uh, you don't speak what you don't want. Okay, and you also have to have enough power and to know that when you're doing the right thing. I mean, we have millions of ancestors protecting us. Okay, and if we stay and just listen at their guidance, you know, it's so much. It takes the fear. It takes the fear, and it also keeps you going on the mission instead of being distracted by things that can be dangerous. You'll be guided, led to do what you're supposed to do. When we take it, when we put ourselves in a position where uh, we're mingling with people that are not good for Africans. The people that have a record of not really helping Africans, I don't really want to bother with them, you know, because I know that if they're not helping Africa, really, we're not friends. We can't be friends. Anyone that's helping Africa can be my friend. And as Zenobia was saying, when we participate with people that do not build Africans, then we are actually putting our life in danger also, you know, because if they're helping Africa, it shows. You know, you are known by your works. But if they have works that are not helping Africa, I don't want to deal with you. No, I don't want you in my company, and I won't be in your company. That way I can stay on my mission and keep going with knowing that I'm protected. This is something you cannot believe. You have to know that you're protected at all times. Okay, we're doing a mission. We're answering the call that was given to us. Okay, and that call is to upbuild and to bring into, first of all, starting yourself. Build yourself up to the point where you are ready to now go out and give all the people, help all the people that need to be helped, the ones you can. You cannot save the world. You're only one person. But if you have the power and being thankful for the call, being thankful that you can be in a position that, because you're chosen to do that, that means that you are very special and you're very powerful. We are more powerful than we really know we are, because when we're working in the image of the Creator, we are doing creative work. Okay, and so you also will be guided and led which roads to go on. You know, we have to just get quiet sometimes, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. We get so caught up in the mission that we forget to just get quiet and listen. Listen at the
Thank you
voice.
so very much.
They're always guiding us.
Yes. Thank you so very much. I mean, those of you that are joining us, if you're watching on these platforms, you might be wondering, what are we talking about? What is going on the Pan-African Daily today? You see, we are giving you a feedback of the conversation that we had with King Maponga Joshua and his worries about that they would only have to pass through an African to get to him. And this is not African. We're building a unity. We don't want to be those ones that will be caught up, that people would use our people to get to us. So we want to come together and have this conversation. Why are our leaders always killed by one of us? Why do they pass through one of us to get to our leaders? Why does it need an African to get an African? What is going wrong? Because we hate ourselves too much and we're so jealous of ourselves too much. Are we not able to protect ourselves? Why is Maponga Joshua afraid of us? Why is he afraid that he's going to be brought down by one of us? This is not African. This is not our narrative. What is it that we can share? Are you going to be the one that they will use you to get to him? Why? That's what we're discussing here. But Cheryl says we are going to kill Maponga with love.
Yes, yes, yes,
Cheryl, over
yes,
to you.
yes, yes, Dr. Takta, I agree. I agree with everything that it was
Why?
said on was said on just said so far. But from my own experience, when you're in the will of God for me, and you're being led by the Spirit of truth for me, I mean, actually being led, not just going and doing your own thing, but going when you're sent, at the time you're sent. That's where your protection comes in, because God will go before you and give you the giftings that you need to be able to go before those that are imposing this injustice, because he hates injustice too. And he's going to use us to do it. But I like something the late Mandela said. He said, leave from behind. Excuse me. And it's so true. You know, we can't keep doing the same thing because we're going to get the same results. We have to have a different strategy now because we're living in a different time.
Yes.
And we have to give our young people a strategy. You don't have to always go up against the government. If you ignore them, they'll come looking like, what you doing? They need you.
Yes.
They actually need you. It's more of us than it is of them. You see, we just got to have a different strategy. And just like King said yesterday, economics. When you go up against their money, that's what this whole thing is about anyway.
Yeah.
Economics. So we
Yeah.
have to do it economically too. We just got to come from a different perspective. I mean, if we're minding our
Yeah.
own in business, what can they say about that? We have no guns. We're loving them. And if they do come back negatively, we're going to respond in love because we're doing right. What's the problem? You know, and when you do that and send up enough of that type of vibe, you begin to disintegrate the spirit. You know, I remember years earlier, Oprah Winfrey had a show and she had some KKK and she had a elderly man. He was an old man, and she had him as guests. And the white supremacist, he was very, very disrespectful. And the elderly black man said, "You can't do nothing to make me hate you. You can do nothing to make me dislike you." He said, "I'm going to love you despite." And later on, when they did a follow-up show, that man's life was changed. You see, love will always conquer hate. It's the truth. We just have to exercise it and not get caught up in this matrix of hate, because that's the vibe that they want to. I mean, we awaken to the fact that of real hatred. You know, we knew it was there, but we didn't know on what level it is. You know, so we can't fight the system on that level. We have to leave from behind. Quietly, sneak up. You know, give your time, protect yourself. You don't want to use the same tactics. If they're aggressive, we're laid back people anyway. We don't have to do it their way. We just chill. And when the time comes, God will present us. He says, if you open up your mouth, he'll speak for you at that time. Because that's what's going to break them. Not a gun. It's going to be the power of your word. And it has to be a word from God speaking through you or any one of us. We have to trust him on that level, especially at this time, and encourage our young people to know how to be led by the Spirit for right. As long as you right,
Exactly.
God will always, he will always inhabit what you're doing, especially if you're going in the right direction, because that's what he wants. The devil is going to do opposite, kill, steal, and destroy. You know, don't look at that. Just keep your eye on the prize. And the Lord will begin to open up doors. I'm not going to say you're not going to have no obstacles, but if you stay the course and don't go to the left or to the right, but keep your eyes straight and narrow, we'll be free. I'm almost positive.
So the power of words is just what we don't need. Anything you say comes back to you. That's what we don't want our people to get, that fear of any leader that had done something in the past for the good of its people was eradicated. But we are saying that time is over, that we're not in that period of politics. We are not in that period where all these things. We are in the new age where Africans have to bring solutions to the table. When we are creative, when we just mind our business, when we unite, when we love one another, when we set our solidarity alarms, nobody's going to come to us. So that fear of always thinking that if I rise up to speak for freedom of my people, I'm going to be killed. So we don't have that weapon. Our only weapon that we have is the weapon of love. And we are coming against all these negative conversations because we are the ones that create. If you create a negative narrative, it all comes back to you. So what kind of energy you want to send out? We want to empower you to just be positive and who you are. You're not apologizing for anything. Stay who you are. Say, speak love to yourself, speak power to yourself, speak wisdom to yourself, speak progress to yourself. You are the best. You are unique. You are who you are. Nothing is going to happen to you. But the
Yeah.
powers of your word, when you create death, is going to bring the symbol of death. We have to stop that narrative. Somebody wants to kill us. We have to stop that narrative. We have to focus on building the Africa you want or we want. So, what we want to see on the Pan African Daily is positive young people, positive Africans at home and abroad, bringing something to the global stage. What can you bring as an African? What is it? Do you have a business? Bring your plan. Do you have a project? Bring your project plan. Are you innovative on the continent? Bring it on the table. Do you need funding? Bring it on the table. Do you want to engage in sectors like agriculture? Bring the plan on the table. Africans are awoke. Africans on the continent and in the diaspora, they want to fund. They want to put their money where their mouth is. So instead of you sitting every day and thinking, oh, somebody is going to do me this because I'm doing this, just focus, drink water, mind your African business, create what you want the world to see. We want to empower you young people that are thinking that Europe is everything. No, Europe is not everything. Africa is the
No.
most beautiful space that you can have. But we want to give you international experience. We are not saying that don't travel, but when you think that I can only survive when I travel, that's where we have a problem.
Yeah.
So bring everything, bring your knowledge, bring your know-how, bring your projects, bring your creativity, bring your talent. Are you an artist? Can you sing? Can you write books? Can you paint? Can you act? Whatever thing you want that you can create, bring it on the global platform. We are going to look for investors. They're going to empower you. They're going to enrich you. And that's the Africa we want to build. Am I wrong, Cheryl?
Well, no, you're not, Dr. Tata. And like I expressed earlier to you, I believe that God has his pulse on Mother Africa. Whatever breakthrough that we're going to get is humanity. It is going to come through Mother Africa. And that's why you see so much awakening. And, I mean, even we feeling it here in the States. It's getting really, really deep here. You know, when I read other platforms and the way they're thinking, I think just this week they had a U-Haul truck of these white supremacists. And because, I mean, it was like 30 something of them. A U-Haul truck that you move furniture. And because somebody saw all of them get in the truck, they was able to alert the police. But they was coming to what is this world coming to? You see, so now we have to worry about things like that. And that's because Mother Africa is waking up. That's why I'm so keen on what's going on, because the more y'all wake up, the more we got to watch our backs. And I tell my family, anybody that'll listen, just make sure you have an up-to-date path. Just make sure. You see, because all of this building up of Mother Africa is going to come, because we have to come home. We're not going to have another choice.
It's our time.
Yeah, I often think about our ancestors, those wave of ancestors that opt to go back home to Africa when they were free. When was that? What did that look like? How did that come about? Will we ever get that opportunity on that level again? You see? Nobody talks about that because everybody didn't stay. Some went back home. Is that where it's Freetown, Sierra Leone? Okay, what did that look like? Who made that decision? Because they had to be able to manage them to get back home. How did they know how to get back home? You know, where was that opportunity and why has it not been offered again?
We would have to go back home to our roots, whether we like it or not. But we are not saying that also on the continent we don't have challenges. So what we are talking about is the unity of the Africans at home and abroad. If we connect together, we put our stocks together, we focus on ourselves, we focus on our lives, we focus on building one another. We also having feedback from the continent, how the diaspora is being mistreated by their brothers and sisters on the continent. We are having a lot of feedbacks on that. But you know what? We will never have a perfect solution but we have to start from somewhere because we
But
don't know each other. Yes.
I don't have no problem with my African brothers and sisters. I never did. You know, I have a lot of African friends that, you know, work because I, you know, being a nurse, I came through a lot. You know, I've never had a problem with African people in general. That's how I love the food. I mean, to be honest with you, living in America and under the situation that I lived in, the fact that I was able to date someone from abroad who had that experience of traveling, of leaving the country, being responsible. You see, they came with a whole lot of things that I didn't grow up with. I was very, very naive. So it was good that I had sense enough to be around people that had that type of caliber. I ain't saying they was correct, but they had something that I needed. And I was respected. I mean, you know, I respected myself, but they respected me. So my hats off to my foreign brothers and sisters because I don't know if I would have had that type of experience had I not been able to think outside the box.
Mm,
Okay. I just want to say that, the thing about it is that this is the only mission or the only program work on the airs that are uniting so many people, and that when Africans are united, it's not, we won't have to worry about someone doing us harm. But the uniting starts within. Every African has to look in the mirror, and they have to see themselves as a beautiful work of art. They have to love being African. Once they love themselves and thankful for being African, they can never hurt someone that looked like them. And this is why this is the reason we have to worry about being hurt by one another, is because we've been so separated from being and loving ourselves.
yes.
Loving ourselves. Because truly speaking, history shows it has always been an African next to the one that was in charge that have destroyed that destroyed them. That's history. But we are setting a new. This is a new time. This is the African rising. This is the end of that era when Africans were always destroyed just because someone didn't like them. The truth is that the very fact that we are here and talking about this as Black women, it shows that we're in a different time. This doesn't mean that the threats are not still there. But I'm totally 150% guaranteed that when I die, it will be the time that I'm supposed to die. I'm not going to die accidentally. And how can you say that? No, because I know in my heart what I'm doing, and I know who's leading me, and I know that I'm always protected. I'm so protected, and I don't have to pray for protection because it's natural for us. We are here to do the work that we are doing the same work as the great men that came before us. Okay, they were in a different time. And not only that, you have once we unite ourselves, and then we're giving that out to others. And that includes every other. Africans are the beginning of humanity, and we're the only one that can. This is our world, and we're the only one that can straighten it out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so when you
Mm-hmm.
know that you're protected, you also know what to do and who to be around. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you'll know the
Mm-hmm.
company to keep. You'll know what to say. To be honest.
Yeah, but we have to teach our young people, especially the ones that's coming up, especially with Africa going to have the largest population of young adults in the world. We
Yeah,
have
Mm-hmm.
to show them
that's it. Yeah,
respect. We have to teach them respect. Respect. If you can't love me, at least respect me. And if I respect myself and I respect you, then I don't expect for you to mirror anything differently. And stand on those principles, you
yeah,
know. But I mean, I understand everybody has their faith walk and what they believe in. But we have to understand that we are dealing with evil. Evil is here, and we can't ignore it. And it has nothing to do with us as a people. It's just an energy, just like love is. You only have two forces, good and evil. But your behavior towards me would tell me in time who you really, really are. You see?
Mhm.
But then, and if you're led by the Spirit, the Lord will show you, because sometimes you might have to deal with evil people. You might be getting ready to sign a contract, and the Lord will show you that person. Don't sign that contract. You see? But if I have different motives, if I'm greedy or corrupt, I'm not thinking like that. I'm just going to do what pleases my flesh without thinking about what does God think. You see? And once you you have to lean from one end to the other. Either you're going to be led by the Spirit, the true Spirit, or you're going to be led by the evil spirit. There are two forces, and we don't seem to talk about that enough. We experiencing it, but somehow or another we don't talk about that. We talk about the good and what we don't like about the good and all of that. But there's evil out here. I'm not going to make no excuses about it. When I write my memoir, it'll all be in there. I have a little bit of experience, so that's why I don't get into religion and I know the real deal. So I don't get in there. I respect the spirit realm. You
Mhm.
understand? But I know what it is, the true spirit that conquers all, love. If it ain't got no love in it, it ain't right.
Thank you very much. I think it's all about who we think we are, what we think we are, love and protection of one another. If we are united in love, then there's no reason why our leaders, our voices, particularly someone like Maponga Joshua, who actually has taken upon himself doing what he's doing, to be afraid. It's like we are just monsters somehow. Like we don't hear about the other race that somebody will have to trust pass through them to get them. But history has proven, like we are saying, that it is easy to get through an African, whether it's through money, through corruption, or they have to pass through you. They just need to give you a few cash. Even getting on our continent to get our resources, they need to pass through, whether it's a leader or a politician, or what about that? So we want to encourage ourselves in life. We need to be focused on our unity. And love is the only way that we are going to empower one another. We want
Well,
to motivate you. Yes, go ahead.
what I want to say from, and this is me personally speaking, I want, as an American, an African American, I want to apologize for the U.S. and the behavior that they have exhibited, especially to Mother Africa. I'm highly offended. And my kids have been telling me, but I guess God was dealing with me on a spiritual realm. So I'm really just coming into this knowledge. And I am highly offended by what they're doing to Black people, and especially where my ancestors came from. Totally, totally disrespectful. And I don't only talk on this platform, I talk on their platform too, in a nice way, and let them know, as an African American, this is what I see. Sometimes they let my comments go through, but I'm trying to work in my community along with working with, you and your platform. Hopefully we could bring the young people from America could get connected and understand dynamics and us, how important it is for the youth, our youth, to come together here in the diaspora and on the motherland. And they would love it. They would love it. They would love it. They need that connection. They need that understanding. If we're going to do business together, if we're going to work together, we have to be able to cut, especially Black Americans, because if they
You
decided
can,
tomorrow everybody's leaving, where are we going? Everybody could go back home,
you have
whether
to go on because I
the
got to get off in 30
Caribbeans,
minutes.
wherever. Where are we going? So it behooves us to connect. And that's what you have a lot of voices out there now trying to connect the motherland and waking everybody up to say, look, don't put all your peas in one pot. You better look over here to the motherland because the grass is greener on the other side. I'm not saying that we don't have the comforts of life, but it's not worth it. It's not. Especially if people have to lose their life and other people are not given their God given ability to self-actualization. That's just unfair. And it's not that we have to live like that. We don't. It's
Yes.
You
more than,
know, okay.
know.
So now that is,
I just want to say, you know, when you're on a mission like this, you're on a mission. Dr. Mapunga has a great mission. Uh,
mhm,
and the thing about it, the one thing about it is that usually when you're on a mission, you are on your own. You know, you don't really. If you take a mission, a lot of time it separates you even from family. Okay, when you answer the call, so you know you're trying to do everything, but there's too much to be done. There's too much to. You have to know when to say stop. Now I have to just take a break, reassess. You have to always have time to reassess, get back, get grounded again before you go on.
yes,
If you just keep going on, actually you're opening yourself up, because then when you as you get weaker, then the fear begin. But I don't think it's so much fear with what he's he's uh he's aware of what's happened before. You know, I don't think it's so much fear. I think it's that when you know that the danger is there, that danger can sometimes override your 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 faith, your power to know that I am going through this mission. See, that's what
mm,
we have to always say to ourselves. Like sometimes in the daytimes when I'm working and I have a carload of flowers and I've been out there for 2 hours and I have not one customer. And I used to like, okay, well, come on, customers, come on, customers. I don't do that anymore. I know that I'm going to sell my flowers. And this applies to anything I do in life. If I know that if like the changes I have to go through, I already say to myself, hey, I'm a winner. I always reassert, pat myself on the back, get back into the I am, and I know in that spirit I can do anything. I say we are the creators, we are in the image of the creator. So that means that we have to be doing what the creator is doing. And that goes without fear.
Yeah, but when I
Without
listen,
fear.
yeah, but when I listen to our elders speak, especially when they have put their heart, soul, and life on the line for the struggle for us being free, and for them not to see any movement, that is heartbreaking.
Yeah,
You
that's what
and
it is
that's
too.
why,
Yeah.
and that's why at this time now, and what I love about Dr. Tata is that she's mobilizing the young people, giving them hope, and that's all they
Hmm.
want, and that's all we need. All we have to do is start the ball moving, and it's going to open right on up.
Yeah.
But we just have to stay the course, because
Yeah.
this is the right way. And if we're going to see, and that's what I mean, any one of us want, we want to see the next generation do better, but we're going to have to open up a door for them, or they're not going
Yeah.
to do it until we open it up. We have
Hmm.
our
Yeah.
generation now.
That's what we're
If
doing.
we missed
Hmm.
the boat now, we would have failed them miserably. And only
Yeah.
we can do it. And we have to be
Hmm.
intentional. Okay. We have to have a focus, and we can't give up until we see exactly, so we can celebrate. We'll be traveling
Hmm.
in our airplanes and going to meet because of the victories, and every
mhm,
eye will see it. Okay. But we just got to trust the process, and know what
Hmm.
we want. You'd be surprised how many people want to help. They just don't have
Hmm.
the platform.
mhm,
you
Hmm.
mhm,
know. But I
mhm.
believe we're on the right track. I listen to a lot of different platforms, and PanAfrican Daily TV is one that's on the move. She has a
That's
vision
right.
for the young people, and you're doing it. Even the
Yeah.
King's coming to do a leadership summit. That made him happy.
Yeah. There's no
That
other
that that
program
that that,
that's
that, that
uniting
made
the
him
Africans
happy.
like
That gave
this.
he had hope before he left the show.
Yeah.
You see, he just
But
wants to see. I'm working. Does anybody hear me? Does anybody hear me? I mean, we come on and we comment and we love, but we got to put some metal to the pedal, regardless of how small it is. Remember the woman in the Bible? She gave what, 3 pennies? Nothing, and it was blessed. If you give it from your heart and you send it with the right motive, it will bloom into something beautiful.
yeah.
You don't need a whole lot. All you need is a start, an
Yeah.
encouraging word. I make sure I say good morning. You know, some people don't even say good morning now. Everybody's afraid. You got to
Yeah.
spread that love. You have to. And that's when the
Mhm.
blessings come, when you take care of the least of these. And if our young people need an opportunity to lead tomorrow, it behooves us to do it. We have to do it. We can't even depend on the government at this point. We can't wait in.
Mm-mm.
God will give us the provisions. All we have to do is have the right heart and just make a move.
Yeah.
God show us.
We
He'll
have
tell us.
everything we need. Yep. We
Yeah,
have
you won't
everything
even
we
be
need
thinking
to do
about
the
the
job.
government. You won't even be all of that will be. Let them over there with all that noise. Let's go over here and do what we got to do. And when
Hmm.
it comes time for us to meet them, then we have something to bring to the table. Now we know you evil, because we're not coming empty-handed. We're coming with something. And if you still
Hmm.
don't want, but by that time they'll be falling down because the love energy will be too strong. I mean, if you know I'm a person of love, just say we co-workers. You already know that I'm a person and I'm straight up and no nonsense and I'm about love and I'm about right. You're not coming to me with no bad deal. You would have to want to harm me. You know what I'm saying? But you can look and see who's able, who's out there, who, they size you up. They know who's who and what's what. You see? But you got to
Yep.
have a heart of righteousness and say, by no means necessary, I'm going to do this right for my people.
Mhm.
That's true. We have a lot of work to do. We do know that, but we are on the move. We are starting. We
Yeah.
know that we have differences, even between us, our differences in our mentality, in our culture. We've been separated for long, for 400 years. Our siblings on the continent don't recognize us. They call us names: African Americans, Jamaicans, Brazilian, Mexicans. That's the way they've been taught. It's the same thing to us on the continent. We think that probably we have solutions that the continent doesn't have. And because we've been in the West, we have our own mentality in the West. And so you see, it's work. And but we know there is one thing that melts this all. And we are saying, if we say love, what is love as a matter of fact? Love means we support the needy. We support our people. We trust one another to work together. We build our
Hmm.
businesses together. So I'm not suspicious of you. You are not suspicious of me. I'm not afraid of you. You're not afraid of me. I can trust the people I deal with. All this is always that kind of thing that makes the world to feel, why can Africans not work together? Why do we not collaborate? Why, when we see the white man, it becomes a god? Why, when a white man says something, Africans are going to just listen and obey? Why, when an African say the same thing, we don't listen? Why, why, why? These are the questions we're asking ourselves. Who did this to us? Who put that image of white is perfect? White is a symbol of purity. White is a
That's
symbol
right.
of success. White is a
Yeah.
symbol of money. White is a symbol.
Yeah.
Why? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
When, what went wrong? What
Well,
went wrong?
we were trained. I remember as a child growing up, I was so in love with Tarzan. My God, I was in Superman and Batman and all these men were white. All the heroes were white. Okay. When they came out with Shaft, we actually saw, I think Shaft was the first, Cheryl, if you remember that time. I think Shaft was one of the first heroes. We saw a black man really in charge, and being the one and live through it, you know. But when you sat in front of the TV as a child, all your heroes were white, you
Yeah,
know.
I watched I watched Tarzan.
Yeah, I was in love with all of them because the
No,
thing about it is that
I
they were
wasn't
heroes to me.
I wasn't in love with him because I didn't see really no black people unless they were jungle looking and running through the trees. I just thought that was kind of strange. I didn't make the connection, but I thought
Yeah,
that was
well,
strange. But I remember,
I never knew
but
that
I
white people
remember,
were not in charge.
yeah, but I remember the first time that I realized that I was an African. I was about in the third grade, and we had social studies, and um, when we did do Africa, you know, you would have a little picture and you would have these African people in their, I guess, ceremonial garb at that time, you know, and things like that. And I remember the colors being so vibrant, you know, and you know, they had the bones in the nose and these different things, right? So I looked at it. So the next day we was resuming the class and I was just staring at this picture. And I was just kept staring and I began to take off the clothes. I removed everything. And I said, I'm African. And all the kids, you know, how I came to was all the kids were laughing. They was like, oh, you're not African. You're not African. But I knew in my spirit at that moment that I was African. And ever since then, I've had a longing, a drawing, never knew how, never knew in what capacity. But trust me, if I'm here, that's because God is here. So, you know, be of good courage. You know, nothing is not going to happen that God can't control if
Okay.
we put our trust in Him.
Okay.
You
Now we
know,
got to go on because I've got to about 30 more minutes. I got to get off of here.
oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Yeah, but I just
That's
want
okay.
to encourage you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think the conversation is how do we overcome this status quo of fear for one another? And we are trying to get the conversation from the last session that we had here 2 days ago with Maponga Joshua. And he expressed something, and it actually was deep in it, trying to say, no, mark these words. I know that I'm going home to already create my grave for myself, not because I'm sick, not because I am, but because I know I'm gonna be killed by one of my own. And this is challenging. This is disturbing. We don't want that kind of a narrative. We don't want each and everyone to live in fear, thinking that my own brother would be my own enemy. So our queens, senior executive teams on the Pan-African Daily are here to empower us to say, no, there's not going to be such a thing.
No.
If we put our stacks together, if we unite in love, if we know who we are, if you look at your brother who looks like you and you begin to hate for whatever reason, even if we disagree, that fear of they have to come through me to get you has to stop. Sister Bentley, I want to give you the last word because you say you're leaving. We can continue on the conversation.
No,
As
I'll be here for next 20 minutes. I got.
good. As Synovia,
Yeah.
we know you are driving. Like I said, we don't want to put you live on it, but I think you hear us. Yes. Okay. Okay. You stop now. She want to say something.
Great.
Synovia.
Daddy.
Hey.
Hello.
I was listening. I was listening in the background. Um, and you know, when I'm out and about and I deal with my brothers and sisters, I make sure that I smile at them.
Hmm.
A lot of times we don't do that to each other. We
Yeah.
don't smile at each. We don't say hello to each other.
Yeah.
Hi, or keep the elevator door open for each other,
Yeah.
or just help each other. Just be there for each other.
Hmm.
When I'm, if I'm like, I went into Costco the other day, white lady standing here and a black lady standing on the other side. You have to show your card. Well, I made sure to look at the black lady. I showed her my card. It was nothing personal. She's That's who I gave my attention to.
Hmm.
I give my attention to my people.
Hmm.
We have to. And it's not a disrespect to other races, but we have to put our race first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am African.
Yeah.
I was born in America. I had nothing to do with that.
Hmm.
If I had a choice, I would have been born in Africa.
Hmm.
But that was out of my control. but I do have control of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm African. Happen to be born in America. Okay?
And because we're so disrespected in America, I would like to be able to use my talents where I would be celebrated and appreciated. And while, like President Mandela said, at one, answering a young man's question about us that are abroad coming to Africa, and he said it's going to come a time where we're going to need you. He said when Africa becomes free, we're going to need you because, of course, we have more education and we have other opportunities that they were prevented from having. So we do have an opportunity to go back and build Mother Africa, and I think that's what the real fear is. That there be they're talking about it, a mass exodus of Black people leaving. They know if we leave, then they could forget it.
Well, I don't even give them that much. I don't give them energy. I don't give them a lot of thought.
No, but we have
Yeah.
to understand the narrative. We have to understand the times we live in and the narrative that that they're creating. They're very, very aware that Black people mind is thinking about Mother Africa. We're talking about mainstream media. Okay, we're not even talking about YouTubers. Okay, I mean they had a platform where they was like really being disrespectful, like, oh, y'all going over there, and when y'all going over there, and make sure you don't do this and make sure you don't do that. So they're very, very threatened the fact that we have these type of platforms and that we're getting other information that's empowering us. This is something new. We haven't had it on this level. We have evolved. We have come so far through the generations. It's like an explosion, but a lot of people can't see it.
Yeah, but that we don't want to instill any type of fear.
Well, I'm not
Being
instill.
aware,
No,
being
that's
aware
not.
is
Well,
good.
that's not.
You
Listen,
want to be aware, but
they don't
you
have
don't
to
want to.
instill fear.
Yeah,
When they have all these military bases all over Africa, we don't have to live like that.
yeah,
Okay, knowing that any time a war could just erupt in your country over foolishness,
yeah.
America's not going to have. We have to deal with it on another level. But I can't even imagine waking up to something like that every day just for the natural resources, and then I can't get a job with all this wealth.
Well, that's the way it is in Africa.
Yeah, well,
But
that's
the
not the
thing
way
about
it
it is
has
what
to be. Well, that's why we're here.
but
We change that
yeah,
narrative.
but anything that we cannot change, we should not give our attention to because it does distract from the mission. The thing about it is that because if you look at the TV, especially in America, it's always hunting and killing time for Black people. Okay, that is coming to an end also. Be honest, now they have that group in America, Black people. They started carrying shotguns or weapons that they surround the policeman when they make a call. They have a hotline that when you get stopped by a white a policeman in America, then all they got to do is touch that hotline on the button on their phone or whatever they use, and they immediately they are within 5 minutes. You have people there with loaded weapons ready to protect you. You see, so this is the way that we're going to have to come up against. This is the way we have to stand up now. But we had to be forced to this point. It had to be as bad as it is in order for it to become better.
Well,
So we really are
and I
winning.
agree somewhat, but I think our empowerment is going to come through what we're doing now. We're having a young executive team.
Yeah, we are
Okay,
empowered now.
that's
Yep.
the okay, yeah. So all that negativity that we just discussed there, this is how we're going to combat it. If the goal is to keep our young people from progressing, then we have to make sure that we open up a door over here for them to progress without interference. We have to be that buffer now. We know they're going to have
Hmm.
these things come after them, but we're standing guard now to make sure that our young people have an opportunity to self-actualization without
Yeah.
fear, and knowing that we're there and we're going to support them in any way we can, and what we expect of them going forward, and the obligation that they have to the next generation. But we have to teach them so that they could teach the next generation what we're so hard trying to teach them now. We have to pass this on. We have to pass it on. We have no other
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
I like the analysis that our brother gave yesterday about the ship and the captain, who to go
Hmm.
to.
Hmm.
you go to the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a talk. I think we make it harder than what it really is sometimes. We come together, put our heads together, we can come up with so many solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Our brother, he may feel the way he feel because he feel that he's alone.
Alone. I said that earlier. That's right.
But he's
And
not.
also that there's no one to stand in his place. But who's going to take his place? You know, it's kind of like Cheryl said, it's disheartening. You know, you're doing so much, but how many people are willing to take a chance on going as far as he's going? So all those things, but we have to go on now to something else because we
But
have
one
other things to talk
But
about.
one thing I don't understand, and I listen to a lot of different speeches from different, influential African leaders, and they're talking, they're basically saying the same thing because they understand it's the same struggle. But when they talk to us, I'm wondering if we don't understand is that they're telling us something so that we can move, so that we can
Yeah,
have information, so that we can actually get up and do something,
yeah.
not just sit there and listen to a good speech. Okay, they expect for us to listen, be motivated to get up and make a change on some level, but we
Mm-hmm.
sit there and we enjoy these speeches and we critique it and we agree with it, but then we don't do anything else about it. And
Yeah,
that's wrong. And that makes leadership weary. Because
yeah.
some people will have to pass the information on, and they're not just talking about the different things that's going on wrong. They're telling us to say, this is the problem that we're having. We can't
Mm-hmm.
expect for them to tell us and then get up and turn around and do the work too. They're doing their part. What part do we play? Besides sitting and listen. I mean, a crowded room. What's being done? Who's listening? Is there anybody, one, that's able to get up and make a move based on what they heard? And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I look at it. I'm encouraged. When I listen to them, I'm encouraged to do something. Not just listen, because if not, I would be so angry. You see, I'm going to take this energy and do something positive with it, or I would just be a ball of fire. I'll probably be one of them January 6th running across the White House all by myself. You see? You don't
All
want to,
right.
you got to be able
We're
to
going to
take
move
that
to the
energy. Hmm.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you. I think like we say, we had to make some updates also. So the next point that we want to give our opinions or just encourage people want to know. We have this meeting coming up in Germany, which also Maponga is going to be a part. We talked about the mission and vision, why we must come together and start something. So there, and we talked about the Expo Africa Festival that is coming up in Tübingen, Germany. And we are here actually to encourage every one of us to say a part of this mission has to start. And we know one of our responsibility is undoing the narratives of the Berlin Conference 1884. The Berlin Conference is where, Europeans met in Germany, Berlin, and petitioned
Mm-hmm.
Africa.
That's
And we
right.
cannot move forward. We cannot move forward without talking about the past. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people are just sitting and thinking that, oh, no, 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 no. Africans are talking too much about their history. Africans, instead of working together and moving ahead, they sit and talk about slavery, about colonization, about all sort of things. But the question is, how can we move ahead without talking about the past? How can we move ahead without talking about the root cause? We want to
This is our
meet in.
first time, Dr. Tata. This is our first time coming
Yes.
together. This is our first time coming together from all around the world.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
We've been told different stories about each other to keep each other from being together.
Yep.
Now we have technology to link us. So we have to talk about the past together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is our first
Yeah.
time coming together to talk about it.
Yeah.
We have to hash it out in order to get to where we need to get to.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
we
And
also,
that's why the computer was invented by a black man.
That's right.
Okay. And the thing about it, this is our time. This is exactly what we're supposed to be doing now. This is how we are coming together. We are making history. This show is making history. Okay? We're talking about things that unite us. And we're talking about we are talking about the way forward, because actually we are the way forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like Cheryl say, unless we do it, open the door, we won't be able to go. Nobody will be able to move, young and old. They need now. This is a time for the women. This is a time for the women. This is how it started off in African culture. In fact, the first what do you call those preachers or teachers of the word, spiritual leaders were women. Okay, the Kandakis, what they call the Amazons, those were all black women leading their countries. Okay, and a lot of the European wars were when the women were fighting, they were winning because they used everything they had to destroy that enemy. Okay, so what we're doing now, we are not here to destroy people. What we are here to do is to build. Our mission is to build and to unite us. And
Yes.
if we do that, if once we are united, you know what? We won't have that many enemies. We won't have that many enemies if we stay to our role and stay in our place. They'll be trying to. They'll see, hey, these people are together. And this, I don't know if you know that in the beginning of the Bible, Cheryl, it says about the Tower of Babylon. And it says that the Lord says, and the Lord in that sense means one who rules over, okay? It said the Lord said, let us go down and cause confusion among the people because they're already building towers to the sky, okay? And if we don't confuse them, there will be no stopping them. And the them that they were talking about were the Africans, okay? Because we were of one mind. Okay, and that's why we are now still broken, because it's been all the time for the last 2,000 years, or whenever they started coming into Egypt and destroying us. Their mission was to separate us because we were too powerful.
well, I know that God is in the business of uniting us, and that's where I am now, and I am familiar with the story and how I interpret that as something else. When people come on one accord and unite, you can do things. That's why
Yeah.
when I read that story and I get, that's the interpretation that I get from it, because that happened then. I wonder how can I apply it today, you know?
Yeah.
And so I see with that story, if we come on one accord with one mind, then that means that we're united and things have to happen.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's why we see the division is so important, because if we ever unite and bring our love and energy together, all them other systems have to fall. There's nothing to work with. But it's
Yeah.
not
We're the key.
us, in the matrix, worrying, 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 worrying. Cast your cares upon God. He cares for us. It's his world. He created it, and he can take care of it. We just got to keep doing what we need to do, and he'll take care of what he has to.
Synovia, you said,
But God gave us the power.
Of course.
We are when we are in the image. That means that the image does the same thing as what it's reflecting. So if it says that we're in the image, we have the power to do it. It's just that we lost a memory of who we are. We don't see ourselves in the image. We don't see ourselves having that power to do and create what we want to in our world. And that goes exactly against the truth that says we are created in the image. We have the power, and that power is speaking. And this is a truth. This truth came from the walls, from the pyramid strolls. Okay, this was put into the Bible, and it was all truths in the Bible, by the way, are from Africans. Okay, so anything that builds you up and tell you who you are is actually from Africans, because the ancient Africans never saw God outside of themselves. Okay, because how can it be possible that God can be outside of you, and you are saying that you're in the image? That means you're supposed to be doing what the image, what God is doing. That's
Well,
what we're supposed to be doing, but we lost that.
the spirit realm is a very mysterious realm, and regardless of what entity you serve, they have to choose you. It has to be a covenant. Okay, so when if you don't believe in it, they can't choose you. You have to have some type of fellowship. Okay, so I don't get into debates about the Bible. I just don't, because how God uses me when it comes to the Bible is totally different than most people. To be really, really honest with you, it was very, very private for me, and very, very uh life changing for me. I needed to do what I need to do. I can't do what I'm doing unless I'm called to do it. I don't have the capacity to do what God has called me to do. So I have to depend on him. And he has taken care of things that I need to have taken care of. My
Yeah,
son,
but I'm not talking about you
my
personally.
son,
I'm talking about
I depend,
being
I
walking
depend
and
on,
living
I
in the
depend
image of
on,
God.
I'm just
That's
saying,
what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
I
okay. I
depend
think.
on whatever spirit
Oh,
that I confess to. That's it.
mhm.
I'm not trying to convince nobody of anything. If
Yeah,
whatever it is that you could bring to the table to move this platform and do the things that we need to do to leave this
yeah,
world better than we found it, go for it.
that's right.
I'm not
That's
one to
it.
debate that.
So
I'm sure in who I am.
Yeah.
So I don't.
exactly. So we are all on the same plan. I want to go to Synovia to
Yeah.
ask Synovia. You said you're already on your ticket. What do you think that, I mean, for this first gathering? Because the first mission is we cannot we don't we because he said it's the first time that we're coming together. So we're coming first to organize. We're coming to connect. We're coming to build our strength together, put a structure together, and then move. We are not just going to war without being prepared. I mean, war not in the case of, like, we are coming together for the first time. And the mission of this first gathering in Germany is we are just coming from a very difficult period. We are
Mm-hmm.
coming from a shutdown 2.5 years of this monster that was called or COVID that affected the whole world. And we see that through this period, people want to come back together. The world just opened. Germany just opened 1 month ago. And that's why we're having the possibility to get back together. So
Mm-hmm.
it is not going to just be business as usual that we just jump up and just do things. We have to gather together. We have to heal. We have to connect together. We have to share our experiences. We have to
Mm-hmm.
sympathize with those that we are so broken and traumatized, whether we
That's
like
right.
it or not, is the
Mm-hmm.
fact that going through this period, something just happened into us. So we are coming together, first of all, like you said, to connect ourselves, to
Mm-hmm.
heal ourselves, and then to set a structure for our way forward. We have to plan. So, even though Maponga said we are going to visit the room where we were partitioned in Berlin, yes, we are going to do that, but not this year. We have to organize, we have to plan, we have to negotiate, we have to dialogue. How are we going? We're not just coming to gather some few hand of people and then we be excited that we're always doing something. It is everything start with a plan. We have to sit down together and say, even as we keep talking about Africa, Africa, we all came from Africa. Who are those came from Africa? The cradle of Mother Africa is the cradle of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
who came first? Who arrived first? So it's a global table we sit on. But the question is, what are you as Africans? It is your time, like we say, about the continental Africa, about our resources, about our development, about our growth, about our knowledge, about our awakeness. If other civilizations learn to work together, if other civilizations learn to put their plans together, if other civilizations have united on a common objective to support their businesses, to network together, to create their own funds, to create their government structures, to have one passport, one language, one culture, one identity. Why are you Africans still having 54 countries, 54 presidents, 54 passports, 100 or 1,000 dialect, different types of currency? What is the problem? That's the meeting. That's the conversation we should start having as Africans. Asking ourselves, when we say division, you see it. We gave a concrete example. When Africans had a summit and the Russian government, Mr. Putin, invited Africans for a Russian-African union or summit. If African governments and African people are invited in Europe, they come as one. Europe stands as one government. If Germany is inviting Africa, Africans are going to come 54, while Germany stands alone.
Yeah.
If Belgium invites Africa, Africa is going to come 54, and Belgium is going to stand alone. If China invites Africa for a summit, Africans come 54, and China is alone. So you already see the power where it is. How is it possible that one nation, one government, in 54 different countries and nations? That's what we want to start thinking, just thinking, not even putting a solution, thinking. How can we negotiate 54 against one? So we're going to get 54 solutions against one. That is where we are starting the conversations. We are not starting the conversations that we're going to start doing that. We are starting the conversations that we Africans have to figure out. We have to figure out ourselves. If we can still stay in the 54 state, maybe that's not even just the problem. But if we go to negotiate business with the West, why do we go 54 people?
Yeah.
Why do we go 54 nations? So it is the beginning of the conversation of the African unity. Whether it's going to take us 1,000 years, whether it's going to take us, like Professor Kaba Hawaiti said, we have a 100 years plan, but we have to start today. The problem is sometimes we are just not accepting it. We that are getting in the middle age, we say, oh, I want to be a part of that one Africa. And then our young people are like, oh, when they say Agenda 2063, that's too far. How am I going to wait? The ego, the need not to die, the necessity, why I have to be a part. But we are already doing it in our own space on the Pan-African Daily. We have one platform that connects us at home and abroad. We have one mission to say, if we love ourselves, that 54 nations can melt today. If we set our alarm on 12 p.m. to ring and we remind ourselves, I am because you are because. So we don't need 54 alarms. We don't need 54 clocks. We don't need 54 times. It is one. It is possible to unite. It is possible to build the Africa that we want, not in a political system. It takes just an African to unite us. It takes just one symbol, love for one another, connecting with one another, networking with one another. It is not really absolutely about even colors. I don't really think, because even if we go into colors, every humanity came from Africa. Black, white, purple, short, fat, tall. But the only thing is, how did the system hijack this whiteness to make us begin to hate one another because of color? So if we understand the power of Mother Africa, if we understand the power of humanity, that all civilizations came from Mother Africa, then we would not even be talking about these things. Our own problem is we have to sit together and figure out. And we want to start by thinking, coming together and saying, how can we donate? If there is a project in Germany like the one that is coming, we want to donate. I might not come, I'm on the continent, but I can be a part. That's how we unite. That's how we connect. If our young people on the continent, which we say 80% are jobless, no matter whether they finish education, whether most of them are PhD holders, they don't have a job. That's the reality of you, Africa. If we say our mothers, our young girls, our young boys, they are jobless, they get themselves into new lifestyle, they want to survive. Can we African not understand that it is normal that young people want to hustle because they want to create a future for themselves? Is it not possible that we can sit to our spirituality and say, we can figure this out together? We can work together. We can empower our young people. They can create jobs for themselves. Is it not possible? These are all conversations we want to have. We want to sit together and look at ourselves and say, we can do it. But not only us saying Africans that because we are Black or because in our color, we also want to hold even the European responsible. So we say, I am African, you're African, we're all African, we all come from Mother Africa, that we don't have. If you say, oh, no, 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 I'm not a part of this, no, we have to sit down. So that's what we want to do in Germany. We are not going to fight or say, oh, we're going to be, no, no, no. We are coming to a table and say, how can you contribute? Whether you're European, whether you're African, we have to build motherland from where all of us came from, all our ancestors, whether they were white, whether they were purple, whether they were white or they were green, they were Chinese, we all came from motherland Africa. Everybody has to play his part, whether you are white, whether you are Black, we have to empower motherland Africa. That's our business. If we talk about reparations, and then we begin to say it's only us, how are we going to be accountable for what some other people build? That's why we say, bring your brands. Bring your brands. Africans, create something. Young people, be innovative. Bring it to the global platform. We have the space now for you. No one is stopping you. If you cannot get a visa, we are still going to support you. Is there anything making sense out of what we're talking about, my ladies?
You're making any sense.
Yes, and and I know what it feels like to want to do something and not have the possibility to make it happen. Whether you lack encouragement from your family or your environment, or the government keeps you back. That's a very, very frustrating feeling to want to contribute to life and to live your life to the fullest and to be prevented, and not because of illness, but because of greed. I mean, how appalling is that? So we do have to continue to, sit down and dialogue and really, really make an effort to look at entrepreneurship, because that's the next move, to be honest with you. Everything has shut down. So if the young people going forward, they have to think opportunity for entrepreneurship. They have to be able to be ready to do business from all over. It's not about working on a 9 to 5 anymore. That was good at one time, but not this next move. We have to think business for sure.
Now, we as the women are stepping up, like you already said. It is the time of the female energy or the principles of my heart to come together to feel this balance. Now, what concretely do you think mothers building the Africa that we want can do? What is our objective? What is our mission as mothers of the nation for our young people, for our youth, for our women? What is our mission? Bentley, I want to give you the word.
Okay, well, we're already doing it with the young executives, because we decided that we have to support them financially to be able to do their work. So we always do all, because that is really the stopping of progress for Africans. It's a lack of funds. Okay. So once we decide that we're gonna support them, and that's what we're doing, we're supporting them. They have missions, and the thing about it is that as long as they know that we are there, that gives them power, and it also gives them courage to take on the challenges. And now I was just thinking about there's some very people like for some American what's his name? 4 Cycles of Life. He's great. He's going to move to Ghana soon.
She disappeared.
Okay, she's been kicked out, I think, internet or something like that. So I want to go back to you, Synovia, and I will come back to you, Cheryl. What should we be paying attention to with our young people? Africa needs our help.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not. We can complain about our own issues in the diaspora. We can complain about our limitation in the diaspora. But
Yeah.
we know, and we know so well, that we need to support our continent. We are sitting here and communicating. Most of them that are watching on the continent, they have to put airtime. They have to be with us here to bundle. They don't have jobs. They don't have food. They don't have water. They don't have, let's be honest with that. When we talk about the strength of Africa, and we cannot support our own very people, we cannot come to do a fundraising to assist our young people, to create jobs for them. So we are just making noise. So now when another person does it, why are we complaining? Isn't it our responsibility? Our people are suffering. That's the fact. Whether in any part of the continent, we are suffering. Just even to have a meal a day.
Yeah.
But we have all the natural resources. We are so powerful that we say, oh, Africa is the richest continent. That we say, oh, we Black people are strong people. That we say, oh, we are the first creators. Oh, we say we are goddess and stuff. But our people are dying, trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea because they cannot create jobs for themselves. Our women are dying. Our youths are dying. Our children are dying because of even hunger, because they cannot even have clean water, even though they have skills. Our mission is, what can we do? I think our power as Africans would be seen when we take care of our people, when we eradicate poverty as Africans, when we build businesses as Africans and employ Africans, when we work to actually empower our people. That is when the world will respect us. That is when we were saying that we are powerful. We are not powerful. We are weak. We are divided. We are broken. We cannot even speak with one voice. We cannot even unite a continent of 54. How powerful are we? How?
No, we are powerful, but the Africa as a whole is.
Belly, hold on. Synovia.
Okay, excuse me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay. Dr. Tatah, when we go to Germany, I know we're going to come up with some stuff. But I really believe that our presence have to be seen. I truly believe that. I truly believe that we have to actually have boots on the ground, talking to officials, knocking on doors, putting up advertisement on the radio station, we need to buy advertisement time for like commercials on the local TV stations so they can hear us. Our voice, they need to hear us through other forms of media, advertisement, big billboards. We could have our own, we could put our pictures or whatever on the side of the buses or whatever, have our own logo saying what we have to say. They just have to see it and read it on the radio stations. We can buy airtime on the radio stations, television, commercials, so they can see it and hear it over and over again. Get that brainwashing out of our people. We have to be heard through other forms of media. And I want to go to each country. I want to go to each country. This is my life mission. I'm ready to do what I have to do. I'm ready to go to each country. I'm ready. I don't care if I have to sleep. I don't care where I have to sleep. I know before I leave here, I want to reach my people. Just like Malcolm X said, through any means necessary. Media is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to get on the ground, get knocking on doors, giving out little pamphlets.
Thank you so much. Because the question is, it's as if we sit back and relax. We see Joshua Maponga on the mission.
Yeah.
And we see other people, and we sit sometimes and we just complain. Yeah. Yes, some people will have to do the job. Some people will have to finance the mission. Some people would have to. And it just like Sister Bentley keeps saying, we have to bring in the money. We have to engage our communities. Yeah. It's not a one-man show. African Unity is not a one-man show. It's not a PLO Lumumba show. It is not a Joshua Maponga show. It is not a Professor James Small show. It's not a Cheryl Penny show. It is not. It is a movement. When we say the 12-12 movement, and there is a way. Why do we fear? Why are we afraid to say we can rise up? Every civilization, the German women rose up. The European women rose up at the price of bread. Even in France, when they changed the price of bread, people rose up to the street. It has to be a revolution. When people on the continent and people in the diaspora actually can rise up and say, we are taking responsibility. Right. We want to build the Africa that we want. Black, white, purple, or everything. Why should we be afraid? Because one person is taking his life and putting his life at the risk. Every one of us are seen as single people. We sit behind and say, oh, no, we are sorry. This pity party. Oh, Maponga said he can be killed. Anybody? Like, yes, because they always want to kill our leaders, because they always want to know. Nobody's going to kill anybody. Right. We are going to rise up and take responsibility for our people. We are going to rise up and take responsibility to feed our people as a collective. No one is going to kill everybody. But when we act as single actors, sure. And even if who is going to kill anybody? We're going to walk even to the EU or to the AU or to the United Nations and to the UNESCO and say, we want to feed our people. It's time for Africa. It's time for Africa doesn't mean it's only me, it's only you, it's only every single one of us. Cheryl has to give money. Bentley has to donate. How much are our 10, 50 euros, 100 euros, single people going to deliver Africa? We have to hold the world responsible. We have to hold every single person. If you're a European, if you're living a privileged life, then you also have to understand that your systems are dealing with the systems on the continent. It's your responsibility. Like we say, even if you are any person, whether you are a non-color person, that you are not black, because we keep dividing and people are not taking responsibility. They say, oh no, we have to build Africa because we're black. No. Africa is cradle of humanity. All of us, everybody has to take the responsibility. Black, white, whoever. It is time for Africa means all of us.
That's right. Well, it's time.
But we as Black women do have to take our rightful place in society, or we're going to
Yes.
children. I know there came a time back in the 70s when they took well, I don't remember them having too much of prayer in school anyway, but they banned prayer from in the school. And after they did that, they had metal detectors, especially like in the high school. And it wasn't any shootings or anything. Of course, the kids were mischievous, but they did bring in, metal detectors. You didn't even have them in government buildings. 9/11 had not even happened yet. But you could go inside a Black school in a Black neighborhood, and the kids had to go through metal detectors. Then they made it a law that you wasn't supposed to discipline your children. If they called 911 on you, they could be taken out of the house and you could lose your job. So they've taken away our rights as parents. And at one time, parents, you couldn't say anything to their children. They were angry with society and we just turned on each other. Don't say anything to my kids. So now we have a society of young people, you can't tell them anything. So what we have to do is start going back to the home and making sure they understand, who we are as a people and the respect that we have for our elders and our seniors. We respected their wisdom, regardless of what they were going through. We respected them. And that's how we was able to survive. But if they
Mhm.
respect their elders, they're not going to survive. Who else they going to depend on? And who else are we going to depend on? So it behooves us that we start within our own communities, our own families. When you're sitting around for the holidays, just bring up a conversation. Tell them about Pan-African Daily TV and other platforms that you think they might be interested in, and just have a conversation around it. What do they think? Because not only do we have to unite as a people, but it's going to start from the home.
That's the point, Sister Bentley.
Yes, well, that's true because I'm talking to everyone, and the flyer, the new with the video, that's even more effective. Because I was just showing people they were just taking pictures of my phone with the advertisement we had before, but I'm talking to everyone about it because that's how we're going to get. And that's how we're going to get donations. That's how we're going to get people to move. What I really found out is that when I talk to non-African about the fest, they are so excited. Oh yeah, when they're just really excited because, and I'm saying that this is the first time that an expo has been done globally by Africans. Okay, with the Germans' assistant, but Africans are the ones in charge. And I was like, wow, that's great, because we are breaking grounds, we are making history, and we are doing things that upbuilding the African and bringing together, and that includes other people. When they see us join together, they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of it. So even it was when I got a little pig out there, a kind of fat pig, donations for our fest. I call it expo because it sounds bigger than a fest. And the people are just like, okay, well, like when I can send some money to help, send money here, I'm getting money from people also, because I can't just do it on from my pocket because we need a lot of money.
Yeah, but I never
So
thought
I'm
one
I'm
thing
listening.
I find about our Caucasian brothers and sisters, they don't have a problem donating their,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
for a cause. They'll donate faster than we will.
Yeah, that's
It's a
very true, Cheryl.
cause. The only problem we have is if we let them take over. As long as we
It
stay
Yeah.
is.
who we are and they just become support us, but not when they're trying to get leadership, then that's not.
No, they can't.
And that's the
No.
problem that we have. When we start something and then you go into it, they come take over the leadership and you're way and that's how they control the narrative. So, we have to understand what it is that we want, what our philosophy is, and if they could fit into the philosophy, then all well and good. If not, then you're not on our side.
Mhm.
We want to build a unity amongst us. We want to heal ourselves from the past. We want to come to the new world, like we said, the new spirituality, where we all look back and see where we're coming from. Like I said, this come together. We're going to share experiences. We have seen the world shut down, and the world could have shut down forever. What does humanity means to us? What role can each and every one of us play to build Mother Nature, Mother Africa? Who is the less privileged in the whole world? How can you be a part of this process? All of us maybe are not living on the continent, but we see every day that the less privileged, whether they are mothers that are being dying because they cannot actually afford even just sanitary parts, like we are saying.
Yeah.
I mean, some things that the West have never even known about it that is still existing. It's still existing on our own continent with our own people.
Yeah.
How do you want to be a part of this process? That is what we are all saying. It is a collective responsibility of the world to build Africa. My people, we are not going to begin to take responsibilities for things that, you know, our, let's say our forefathers, our ancestors, whether they politically manage things or maneuver things. No, we are resurrecting into a new spirituality where we sit at the table and said, everyone has to play its part. I have my part to play. You have your part to play. What are you bringing on the table? Our people are dying. People are dying in, that's not just only, but we cannot fight every other. We are Africans from the continent, so we're not going to be talking about Chinese, right? That's why we put a focus on Mother Africa, Mother Nature. Why is this continent and its people always going to be the symbol of whatever thing? How can you contribute? So that is our mission. That is our purpose. If some people have to lead and it's us, so be it. People, I know we are really, really getting close to midnight, and I know a lot of people are watching on the continent probably, but we're going to keep these conversations. You want to join us, you want to make a contribution, you have our PayPal, you have our bank account, we are coming up with our Cash App, whether you are in Europe, whether you're on the continent, whether you are in Europe, in America, or anywhere in the world, you can reach us to join us on this global movement. As we say, it's a movement of 12-12. It's a movement where we are just seeing and saying, no, we are Africans that we did. It's a global movement. It's a movement, like say, Cherry, we have to knock on the doors of institutions, of doors of any person, on your neighbors. What are you willing to contribute? Nobody is ignorant about about Africa. Nobody in the world today doesn't know Africa. Nobody in the world, whether in your schools or in your homes, has not heard about the African continent and its people. Nobody is in this world today that has not seen pictures of Africans that are dying, crossing to come to Europe, or Africans that, whatever, everything that is negative, you're going to see a face, and that black face is even going to be a woman, and the woman is going to be a girl child, whatever it is. So we are going to, it's not about Black Lives Matters or this, no, it's humanity that is coming collectively to share in building Africa that we want. So donate to us. We're going to give you exposure. Do you have your brands that you say, oh, Africans must also give something in support to what we are not the kind of one that we're going to raise up our hand and beg from you. We're not beggars, but we are saying bring your own, play your own. If you're giving, it's not the image of begging Africans. It's not the image of Africans begging your money. No, that is not the spirit. If you want to give your money to us to insult us, don't give any money. That's not what we're talking about here. But we are saying you are a part, whether you're just benefiting from the privileges of your ancestors, of your government, or your sisters, you are responsible to be a part. If you're driving your luxury cars or you're using your luxury handies, ask where the coltan is coming up on the pieces of your handies. You're using those handies because the blood of the people of Congo is on it.
That's
so you
right.
are and you have to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
If you are riding or saying, oh, we are getting a light or whatever thing, we having big cars and stuff, begin to ask where the raw materials are coming from. You might have been sweating on the blood of somebody.
Yeah.
Women are being murdered in Congo every second. We know it. And the world is politicking and talking politics. If you're wearing a dress that is out of cotton, begin to think, where is that cotton coming up if it is not growing in your country?
Mm-hmm.
If you're just eating anything and you're just being privileged to say, oh, I wake up in the morning, I have my power, my money, and stuff like that, begin to question yourself. Where are all these diamonds that I wear, pearls, and I wear
Yeah.
jewelries? Where are they coming from if diamonds are not growing in your country?
Mm-hmm.
We just use things and are not even conscious of the fact that, hey, where is my battery coming from? Where is my food coming from? Where's my electricity coming from? I just wear diamonds. I wear Gucci. I wear this and this. And we're not asking ourselves, is it growing in my country? If it's not growing in my country, where is it coming from? So
Mm-hmm.
we have to buy consciously. We have to shop consciously. We have to even look at the brands, like they talked about the blood diamond. We have to look at all those things. If I shop and I'm just buying things, maybe coming from countries that have plagiat, they have copyright, they have stolen African intellectual properties, and they just produce
Mm-hmm.
somewhere and they are cheap, and we just wear because we don't think. Now I
Yeah.
have to know if I'm buying something, where is it coming from? That would be a
Mm-hmm.
support. Our laptops, today we're connecting globally. Where are the pieces and the minerals coming from? You're using, oh, I want to use the highest. No, I'm using this and this and this. Ask yourself, where are those
Mm-hmm.
minerals coming? Are the people
Yeah.
that are these minerals are produced in their country? Are they living the kind of quality I live? That's why we're saying it's a global. It is a global responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I
And-
don't understand, Dr. Tata, and one of the things that I think about it often when we're negotiating with outsiders to trade, because it's only right. Why is it that Africa gets the short end of the stick all the time? What kind of negotiation is that? Why is that? Why do they not have enough left over to take care of their own people, but given what they need to take care of their people, they're giving it over to the West? I don't understand what kind of negotiation. Who negotiates those deals? Because you couldn't do that to the West.
Sister Cheryl,
Yes.
it is the same thing like you would say when they come to take our ancestors into slavery, who negotiated to give them over. That's not the point. Some people hold on guns, like you just said, and get it whether you negotiate or not. There's no negotiation in it. There is me that I'm buying a responsibility and a role I have to play. And if we are conscious, like conscious people, then we begin to question this thing. We will do a lot. I know a lot of German institutions, even that are going and say no, whether it's business, call it business or what, but I only shop at the African market products that are made by Africans or products that are produced in Africa, clothes that but I'm not going to buy copy fake things that are coming from other systems because they just stole this, our beautiful or colorful things and put some things on it. No, we have to be conscious. We leave the big guys or the governments do what? We are people to people. We are the grassroots.
Yeah.
If our hearts
Yeah.
are beating for humanity and our people, if you're drinking a Coca-Cola, like a brother is saying, does cola not grow in your country? Cheryl, do
No.
they even know what color nut is? Have they even
No.
seen a color nut? I ask my German children, even my own children that grow up in the house here, if I never took them to Africa, they don't know whether bananas grow on the tree because they buy banana at a supermarket every day in a carton. They buy mangoes every day in mangoes that have been polished and they're shiny. They don't even know whether they come from trees. That is the teaching we are talking if we say we start from home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how do I buy consciously? If I want to develop Africa, I buy from Africans. I buy from goods that are made in this thing. Why are we not? Now we start talking about the export and we say brands made by Africans, brand made by Africans on the continent or African products and stuff like that. When are we going to have? Germany has made in Germany. When you see Germany made in Germany, it's for quality, it's for durability. Germany is never going to compromise its products and say made in Sri Lanka when it is a German product. How on earth?
Never.
But you know,
They're very proud of it.
I find too here in America, because you have to remember we're dealing with the same system, the same people doing the same thing. They just doing it differently. But you know, it puzzles me how I see, especially when we have festivals and I see all the black businesses that come together on a, you know, in a real big way. But then in order for you to patronize them, you have to, just like looking for a needle in a haystack. You may have one person over here and then another person who knows how far away as far as black businesses, whether it be African American or African. We're not even united in that sense. Now, if you go to a Chinese community, they have everything they need in their community. Their clothing stores, their shopping stores, their pharmacies. They don't come out of their community. And if you go in there, you're going to see them employ their people. Same thing with any other community, even the Hispanic community. But when it comes to black people, we are so divided, and I don't understand why. And I've asked some of those people that was, what would you think about a black, what's the famous store in Germany that everybody goes to when they go shopping there? Like a Macy's. I says, I could see a black Macy's with black people's art and black people's work in there. If that's what you choose to embrace, we should have an opportunity to embrace our own. But we can't even come together collectively to even put us in one building.
But these are all
But
conversation
we
we're
are
going to have
changing.
next. We, yes,
Um,
we are patriotic. That's not a doubt. But I think now is the new beginning. We keep
Yeah,
saying it.
we're
Everybody
changing.
say everyone. It's our time. It's our
Yeah.
time. It's our time. Africa, wake up. It's your time. It's your this. But now we are explaining the structures that we need to hold the conversation on. If it is our time, what is
Yeah.
it that we should be focusing on? If it is our time, we've all been talking on the Pan-African Daily for 2 years about
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge of ourselves. Now we know too much.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to bring back a scholars here every time to start repeating. There are thousands of videos that we've produced. They are there. We are not asking anybody for anything or before you download, pay a price or subscribe on this. No, the Pan-African Daily is free. You can download our videos. You can share in your communities. People can learn on it. The time is how do we start to put the action plan? That's what we're going to be talking in Germany. Everyone is going to come up and tell us how they think Africa has to unite, make a plan. We collect all this plan and then we go into action. So we're not going to be, yeah, we all know the challenges. We're not united. We're not, that's why we have to fix it. But we're not going to go back to those narratives because it's game over. We're already in the crossover. And now if 2021, dear people at home and abroad, would still meet us talking about challenges, then something is not right with us. COVID has given us 2 years of opportunity for you Africans to just shut up and think. COVID has shut down the world and given humanity the possibility to learn self-love, to be on your own, to act on your
Mm-hmm.
own. If there was no
And to
flight,
stand
you
together.
cannot travel. You have to feed yourself. You cannot even go to a shop. You don't have, even if you have money, you cannot buy. COVID taught us all these things. You can be your own self and take care of yourself. And that was the point where we say this is the time for Africa. Because COVID taught us that you African leaders, if you cannot fly for medical treatment, how are you going to treat yourself? If the gates are not open for you to come to Europe, when you think Europe is your solution, how are you going to do on your platforms? So now we are meeting us in the diaspora to put those rules together. How can we function on our own? It takes us to call the world to other. It takes us to bring solution to the world, like we're saying.
Yep.
Hey, you have to be the part of the process of fixing the Africa we want, each and every
Mm-hmm.
one of us. But some people would have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's why we're saying if you cannot be in Germany, send your donation, send your contribution wherever you are. You are part of the process. On the continent, it's not about poverty. On the continent is where we put our money. On the continent, they're even so rich more than us when it comes to money. But the
Mm-hmm.
mindset is what we need to educate our people. So give your donation, whether you're on the continent. We want to see people write checks from the continent because we are not poor. We have rich people in Nigeria, the richest Africans. We have them all, every, send the money at the conference in Germany. People that cannot travel, they buy tickets for the order. If you have your brands, we're going to give you all the exposure that you need. We're going to bring you on the global platform. But we need your support. Your support means everybody is a part of it. Some people have to build.
Yeah. I was just like to say also, I had an idea about for donations.
Yes, we have 4 minutes left. So each and every one of us have 2 minutes, and then that will be 4 minutes. Zenobia, you'll also be on. So what is your last statement before we come on live tomorrow, Sister Bentley?
Well, I want to just say that I'm thankful now that we did all of this. We said a lot of things, and we are already doing what we want to do. It's the beginning, but we are actually doing it because come on, who has done this before with the fest? But also, I wanted for my donations. I'm targeting mainly what I look for big donations from everybody really, but for big donations, I want to go to the YouTubers, the African YouTubers from all over the world, the ones that have helped me become the person I am. And I want to ask them for a donation, and we give them a time that we will give a shout out to them, that they can watch it when it's going to be aired. And I think that that's a good start to get big money in.
Thank you. Sister Cheryl?
Yes, Dr. Tatah, again, I want to thank you for my first time on TV, practically, but I thank you. And I, too, have some ideas, but I'll put them down in writing and make sense to them, and then I'll shoot them to you for your approval and see what you think.
Thank you. Zenobia?
Hello, I'm back. I just want to give respect to Brother Matumba.
Maponga.
Yes, I want to give him much respect that we support him. And I heard him say he want us to build our own empires. And it's going to happen.
Yeah. That's right.
And he's protecting
the foundations.
And let us stand together from across the world, holding hands. And let no one break our hands. Let's keep holding hands. Don't let anyone come between our hands.
Anyone or anything.
Anyone or anything, exactly.
Yeah.
Holding hands from around the world.
No fear.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We are going to do that. We're going to build that kingdom. We're going to build our nation. We're going to create and cooperatives. We're going to create our brands, and we're starting already in Germany to begin to say brands made by Africans, and that focus. We are mobilizing the community to just come together. Let us sit and think. Black, white, Africans, whatever, brands made by Africans on the continent. That is the motto. It means we're already starting to build our kingdom. People, come and support. Come and bring your ideas. Don't come to want to replace the Africans. No, come and sit and listen to the African. They know what they want. They know why they want it. They know who they are. If you're coming to support by telling the African what they need to do, I'm so sorry. Yes, you can maybe if they're, but let African do it by itself this time. Let African do it by its own self. Let us just prove our confidence to you. Bring your money and see whether we will not develop the African that we want. So we are thanking all of you. It is 00000. And tomorrow, be reminded, Maponga said he's coming to give us a lecture on business. And we are going to be having it tomorrow is Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
How to be leaders.
Today already. So I hope it was this Thursday that he's talking about. But if we cannot meet him because he's on his road show, we ourselves will still meet here on these very brilliant topics. What I wanted to say, we are giving a shout out to everybody that met in Congo today that signed a partnership between Alabama City and DRC. We're going to bring you a lot of good news about that because the president would be here to tell us what that partnership between Alabama and Congo is all about. What is it that they want to focus us? When I got them live, they were praying, they were singing, they were dancing. It was a whole like this is not happening. This is coming back to us. It was 3 hours of praise and thanks and gratitude that yes, this is our time. This great move that we are seeing communities in America, in Europe, going back to build corporations, even Germany. Germany is opening up partnerships, right? Sustainable partnership, developmental partnership. All we need to do is just focus on our objectives and begin to show gratitude and begin to correct one another where it's not working. If we see something that is not right, hey, don't keep your mouth shut. We're not going to be silent anymore. But we are doing it in love. We're not going to say, oh, no, you see, they're doing this to us. No, no, no. We're going to sit at the table and say, let us see these things. Is it possible that we can see it? And we bring our own contribution into it. So, ladies, I'm so pleased. I'm so blessed. We're so in our element, just doing the 12 Ubuntu thing, 12 Ubuntu thing.
My sisters.
Now we know that we want to push our young people to work.
Yeah.
Yes, Tuskegee, Alabama. That's it. That's it. Kofi said it. That's the partnership. Tuskegee, Alabama, build this partnership. But I don't want to give misinformation. But that team and that leader, that ambassador, that president, they are flying back tonight. That's why they could not be with us here tonight. But they would be with us on Friday or on Saturday or next week when they settle down to give us the good news. They're going to unveil that package. People, Africans, a lot of things are happening in our favor, in humanity's favor. Mother Africa is bringing the world to order. We just need to be obedient. We just need to, when I say obedient, to trust the cause, trust the mission, never give up. It is our time. When we at time, a collective time for Mother Africa, and collectively we're going to build it. It's not about color. It's not about who has who doesn't. It's about a chosen people that have the need for humanity. And we're going to do it like we're doing our work. So thank you so much. I love all of you. Now we're going to go to the next mission. Sharon, you are looking so beautiful for the first time.
So royal. So royal.
Sister, give a shout out to Sharon. Please.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. I love you. You know I love you, ladies. And the chat family, they know I love them. I missed them. Can y'all see the chat? I couldn't see the chat.
No, I didn't see the chat.
You can see the chat now.
Maybe it's good. I'll probably be chatting too. So.
You're going to connect after that, and you're going to see the 12-12 movement is here. The Ubuntu spirit is real. One love, home and abroad. And I think sometime soon we're going to bring the Ubuntu King who brought the 12-12 movement and the alarm and the solidarity. We don't know what mission they are all around the continent trying to put out there, but it is real. Set your alarms at 12 p.m. on the continent, in the diaspora, wherever you are, black, yellow, white, please set your alarm. Blessings. God is watching us from Cameroon. You say much love. God bless all of us. All of you, wherever you're watching, if we go now to start shouting out who is watching, we are not going to end the show tonight. I know that we love you all, and we're going to connect here again. Send your conversation. You want to join us? Please request the link. It is a one collective voice. It's not about who knows, who doesn't know. You have a story of unity, just mail us. These are our powerful queens on the Pan-African Daily that are ready in the 12-12 movement to take Africa to the next level. Thank you so very much. We love all of you. Blessings. Don't forget to start putting up your money where we're going to put our mouth, okay? So we love you. Good night, people.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
You
Bye.
are watching the Pan-African
One love.
Daily
Peace,
TV with
peace,
Dr.
peace, my
Susan
people.
Tatah.
Bye.
They are
So it's as if we're not going to get our closing jingle. Even the show doesn't.
You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.